15
Happy
minutes.
Friday! It's the Nerd Den. Right on time.
We're 15 minutes early.
Right on time. I think I got the mosquito. I'm covered head to toe because there's a mosquito that's been buzzing my head.
You poor baby.
Dude, like I get these mosquitoes here are different. Like they bite me and the bite mark lasts for like days. I don't understand why. So maybe it's an age thing. I don't know, man.
Well, you get to a certain point in your lifetime where your body no longer heals. So anything you break or burn or bruise never will heal.
Yeah, I think I'm getting to
You
that
realize
point.
that, right? Yeah.
I'm getting to that point. Yeah. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Wonderful. Surviving, kicking butt. So I had some drama happen this week with my
Yeah.
regard to, technically, I guess I should say it's business, but so I had a problem a few weeks ago where my heat press would no longer turn on, and I
Yes.
assumed it was the control panel. So I sent the control panel. I went and decided, let me just replace it. Yeah, I thought it was the fuse. I checked. I replaced the fuse. It wasn't the fuse. One of the interior wires looked like it might have gotten burnt, so it looks like it was an internal thing. So it was
Mhm.
like, let me just replace the box, the control box. And of course, I can't get the exact same box. And I ordered a box, paid about $50, and it worked once or twice, and then it stopped working. It would no longer heat up. So I'm like, well, screw it. I'll just buy a whole new unit. So I got a brand new unit. It came in on Tuesday. I plugged the damn thing in. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to set the time and you're supposed to set the temperature, and it increases to that temperature and then it stops and it maintains
Mhm.
at that temperature.
Mhm.
Well, I set it at 165, which is what I was going to use, and it kept going up and up and up, and it eventually got around the 190 mark, and then it was fluctuating between like 185 and 190, and it's like, that's, it can't press a comic with that. So I sent the damn thing back, and I made a mistake. I packed everything up, took it to the UPS store, dropped it off, and then I
Mhm.
completely forgot to put
No.
the hat pressing
Oh
accessory
shit.
in the box. So
Yeah.
if they want it back, I'll send it back to them at my expense. It's not a problem, but I just didn't think about it. But I told them in the message that it may just be the control panel. If you guys want to just send me a new control panel, and there was no option. It was just send the whole thing back. So that's what I did. Well, the new one just got here today.
Oh, nice.
So, and the box is all busted up. The one I sent back, the box, the interior, all the foam core was all crushed.
Well, that's
So
what they're doing, dude. They're Rommel is drop kicking it, and like, you know, his
yeah.
buddies are they. That's I mean, he told me years ago that that's what they do. Is like he's like I wouldn't send anything nice through it through UPS or anything because
Well,
they just toss it and then you get it and it's all banged up and busted up.
so we're gonna plug it in and get it going and see if we can get it to work properly. But it's the same company, and I didn't, my old one, I had it for over 2 years, never had a problem with it
Yeah,
until it just stopped. I mean, I
yeah.
guess after 2 years you replace it, and now
Well,
I've got a
you
press.
use it pretty often too.
I did
Like,
well, I did use all the time, but I hadn't used it in a while. That was the whole thing. But the sad part was is I had a buddy of mine that I offered to press a comic for him and told him I was getting a new press on Tuesday, and I was only able to press one side of it. So I had to text him tonight and say, "Hey, just letting you know, I couldn't finish it." So, but I didn't tell him I got the press in the mail tonight. So
I should get you to press some of my books.
none of your books are worth it.
That's so mean.
I could press them, and I have. What's really funny is I've now been watching videos on how to press books, and there's things I didn't realize about pressing books that I now know that I never did before. And
YouTube is a really amazing resource. You should watch
yeah,
it
especially
sometimes.
if so yeah, you should. You should. But I learned some stuff, and I
Like
think
what? Like what?
well, um,
I have to admit, just to cut you off, I actually am like really interested in the pressing part, but I refuse. I am not allowing myself to get to that point where I buy a press, at least not anytime soon, because I'll fall into it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm living vicariously. So what have you learned?
Well, apparently, a lot of the presses that are out there, only the top of the press heats up, and not the bottom and the top.
Oh,
And I never noticed whether or not the bottom of the press heated up as well. So the idea is that you're supposed to press the top of the comic, then flip it over, and then press the bottom of it. I've never done that.
oh
I've never
wow.
flipped the comics over. So, and I just assume that the whole thing heated up. And now that I think about it, I don't think the bottom heats up at all.
So you could have doubled your value if you had just heated the bottom.
Whoops. And I also saw a couple of videos talking about how they use metal plates. They'll put a metal plate on under the comic and on top of the comic to
Oh, to
help
heat it up.
distribute the heat evenly
Oh,
when
interesting.
you're doing a comic. I never
Yeah.
even thought about that.
Yeah.
So, and I've often thrown a comic in there and pressed it and pulled it out, and it looked like nothing happened. Nothing changed.
Oh,
So,
maybe that's why then.
that's because I wasn't doing it properly. So I'm learning. I'm learning.
That's cool.
That's why I don't
Are you gonna
charge anybody.
are you gonna get into like full restoration stuff where you like put little pieces of paper and kind of touch it up and all that kind of stuff?
I've thought about it. I just haven't gotten that far yet. I mean, I've
Yeah.
got a lot of comics that I probably could do some restoration properties too, but you know, right now just a quick press sometimes makes a book look so much nicer.
Yeah, I
But
know.
then
I
again, I
have
mean,
like
my best story yet is that I took a comic out of a dollar bin, sent it off, and got a 9.9 and sold it for $700.
holy shit.
So, and never
Which book
pressed
was
it.
that?
That was that Firepower #1, the one and
Oh,
only
right. Yeah,
9.9 that exists.
That's
Yeah.
right. You got that 9.9. Yeah.
And I did not press that because you can't press it because it's embossed. So
Wait, that wasn't pressed. You just found it and flipped it.
just found it and flipped it,
Damn.
graded it and flipped it. Yep. And then I went back and told the guy what I did.
You the guy who you bought the comics from?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, see, you can't do that, dude. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like, just to give you, I was telling Dusty the other day about when we were kids, going in the stores and finding like the San Julian, like the card packs, and
Yeah, but
pulling
we
when
were
you and
so
I used
bad
to
about that stuff.
when you and
We
I
were
used to
bad.
pull out the special cards. And then, like I said, yeah, Andrew. Eventually, I said we were doing great. We were making a lot of money that summer until Andrew.
No. I know where this is story going, and you're getting ready to lie.
You told him.
It was
you ruined the whole
you
thing.
that told him how you did it.
I
It
did
was
not.
not me.
I would
was
have never.
you.
I would
It
never.
was you, Todd. It
Never.
was
You are a
you.
liar, sir.
We
You are
couldn't
a
do it
liar.
anymore because you told somebody.
Mm.
You told somebody. Now, it was not me. I told you, and that was it. You told the guy at the store how you figured it out. And that was it. We couldn't do it anymore because they would do it all over the place. It was you.
No,
It was not me.
I deny. I deny everything.
Well, you're getting old.
It probably
so.
was. It probably was me. Actually.
Oh, it definitely was.
Oh,
so sad.
yeah. We were making money for a hot minute there, huh?
Well, you remember that one we did a trip down to Tampa, and we'd never been to Tampa before. We didn't know how to get there, and we got to the convention. Turns out we were a day early. It was a Sunday show. We were too stupid to know how to check the dates.
We didn't even look. Yeah,
we didn't even look. We just left, and we went. And when we got there, we found out it wasn't until the next day. So we drove to Orlando. We crashed at your dad's place. And then we got up and drove back to Tampa the next day. And by then we were almost out of gas and out of money. And we ended up selling some special cards that we had
to get the gas money.
Yeah, but we sold it to a guy we knew from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We literally drove to Tampa to sell something to somebody we knew that we could have just gone to his place and sold it to him there in order to have gas money
if we had just gone and hung out with him in Jacksonville, we wouldn't have had to sell the pieces because we would have already had the gas money because we were in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Freaking sad. And that was all we did. That we didn't do anything else at the convention. I don't think we even looked around the convention that
I don't remember. I think we were so tired. The one thing that I do remember is like I think you and I went to one of the comic shops in Orlando.
Yeah, I think we did. And I remember
that was right around I remember that was right around when Gen 13 came out.
Well, I remember one of the conversations we had was in regards to from Dusk Till Dawn, not Dusk Till
Mhm.
Dawn, but the comic book character Dawn.
Yeah.
Yes, we were
Yep.
talking about that.
Yep.
So, oh well.
Good stuff, man. Well, so what else you got going on, man? Like how's the retail business? How's any new books?
Well, I got about a box. Well, what I've been doing lately is I've been going through my box of set aside to be graded books
Mhm.
and actually pulling some of them out because I look at them and go, I'm never going to grade these. Might as
Yeah.
well sell them.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that with a couple of them. And I pulled out some stuff this week, and I'm probably going to pull some more stuff out when I'm at the store. And some of the boxes are already at the store. So,
Mhm.
but I went through and I pulled out stuff that I've got set aside that I can sell. I don't need to sit on them anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good thing because you had like your like potential grade stack must be massive.
well, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 small boxes worth.
Yeah, 13 small boxes worth.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what you
Oh,
got rid of? That's what you're moving into?
no, that's what I have set aside. No, wait a minute. Add another 2 more boxes to that because I forgot about 2 other boxes.
So 15.
Yeah.
15 small boxes. And if you
Yeah.
get them all pressed, you're going to multiply each comic by 40.
Possibly, yeah.
So you're talking about like $25,000 in grading.
Yeah, that's the reason why it probably will never happen because, it's one of those things where the comics may not be that important to grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I certainly want to do like I've got Long Shot, the first 6 issues. I kind of want to get like some of those graded. I kind of want to grade all the old Kifu Fighters books that I have, but I want to get those pressed. They kind of need to be pressed. They have like little corner dings.
Oh yeah.
And what else? Probably a couple of the like a run of I don't know, like I was thinking of like doing the body bags ones because I obviously I love those books, but they're like I like Michael Golden, but I don't like those covers. I've never liked the body bags covers. So like I don't necessarily want to like have those as pressed and like
All right, here's the question for you. If you had a series, your comic series released through Image Comics,
Mhm.
and they said, "Hey, we can get anybody you want to do the covers." And you're
Oh.
Jason Pearson and you say Michael Golden. It'd be a dream to have Michael Golden do all 4 issues. Do the cover to all 4 issues.
Uh-huh.
If you were in the same situation, who would you ask? Budget is
Now,
no
okay,
problem.
well wait.
It has to
Now
be
wait.
living. You can't say Jason Pearson.
Okay, well, okay. So then the question is, my follow up for this would be a couple things. Like, is it one artist for 4 issues, or is it different artists? Like, what are the conditions?
Well, if we're going with the same assumption that they asked Jason Pearson and he said my dream would be to have Michael Golden do it.
Mm.
So
one
artist. One artist do all 4 issues.
That is so hard.
Mine's easy. I mean, there's
only
one.
Yours is Art Adams.
Yeah, it'd be Art Adams.
Yeah, it'd be Art Adams, and those would be he's also a phenomenal cover artist, so like those pieces would be sick. Believe it or not, you'll never guess. Well, you might guess, but like the first name that popped into my head, is not one I would have expected. I would have been like, oh, huh. But the very first thing that because look, there's so many good cover artists and so many artists that we could pick.
Now,
right?
Hold on a second. My series would be Hero.
Yes.
What would your series be? And it doesn't have to be something that's done. It could be something that you had planned to do.
Well, everything is adult fantasy, and it has been forever. So
would it be like an adult fantasy comic, or would it be a single character comic, or a group of characters?
It would be like the way I see it. I would in my head.
World of adult fantasy.
We're just role playing. I see a single character.
Okay, which one?
The one that popped in my head is Stormwalker.
Okay, then I got my idea who your artist might be. Then
you're never going to guess. but it's just the first thing that popped in my head, and I'm like, yeah, that would be sick. Barry Windsor Smith.
Living.
Barry Windsor Smith.
You know what I was thinking?
Huh.
Walter Simonson.
Yeah. There's like just so many. Like Walter
Yeah.
Simonson would be crazy good. God. Yeah. We need to make a lot of money really quick so we can get some of these legends to do our covers before they
I don't know how you think that's going to be possible. Nobody gets really rich, really a lot of money quickly.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I've never heard of it happening.
Hey, what's up, Reality? How you doing? He says, "Good evening, guys. How's it going?" Well, it's not about getting rich quick. I'm just saying we need to. It's not about getting rich quick, Andrew. It's about making sure that these creators stay alive longer.
There are so many on the way out the door, man.
Bro, oh my God,
so scary.
Did you heard about Bruce Willis this week?
I haven't heard anything about Bruce Willis other than there's a TV series about him and his wife. It's like
Do you know about his situation?
I know his brain is going.
He has dementia and probably a few other things, right?
Right.
Which is crazy because I hate to say he's 70 years old. 70 is not necessarily young, but he's been going through this for like a decade now.
Yeah.
Like at 60, you know what I mean? Like to me, that's that's super young to me because I'm like, God, dude, like he's not that much older than us, really. Anyway, I mean, he's a generation. You know, he's my stepfather's age, but still, like, Reality says in this war of creation. So yeah, he actually got moved into an assisted living home now because the dementia's so bad he doesn't remember who he is or doesn't remember his movies or that he was a star or anything.
That's very, very sad.
It sucks because Bruce Willis is the motherfucking man. It really, but to your point, I
hate to say it, and I'll admit it. On the security questions, like what's your favorite food, what town were you born in?
Yeah,
my favorite actor is always Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I watch Die Hard every year. I believe I was damn near. I don't know if I was the first. I can't claim first, but I believe I was near first to be like Die Hard is a Christmas movie because I've watched Die Hard at Christmas time for decades. Like it is a Christmas movie.
There's that old saying. There's people who believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and then there's people that are wrong. That's
right. That's correct. It is obviously a Christmas. There's nothing. It is an action movie. Sure, it is a Christmas movie. Like it is obvious. It takes place at Christmas time.
Yeah.
If it sucked, if Die Hard was a shitty movie, it would still be a Christmas movie.
Did you ever watch that documentary about making of that movie? How they were literally still writing the script while they were filming it?
No.
There's so much of that movie that was off the top of their.
Really?
You know, oh yeah.
It's a brilliant script. It's like super tight, man.
Yeah. No.
God. Hey Rick, what's up, dude? He says 12 Monkeys was so underrated. 12 Monkeys was awesome.
Oh yes, absolutely. Hey Rick, how's it going, man?
12 Monkeys was epic. That's a classic movie for real. That's a good movie.
Sixth Sense was good.
Sixth Sense.
You can go through a lot of Bruce Willis movies.
I know. Reality says based on a novel, bringing the family together.
The second G.I. Joe movie. I mean, come on.
What?
Red 1 and 2, you know, those were both good.
Red is also, believe it or not, Red is actually one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
I love it's based on a comic. The comic, I have it. It's pretty good. You know, it's not bad. It's just a comic.
The comic wasn't a comedy.
No, the comic was not a comedy. It was just Cully Hamner and was it Warren Ellis?
Yep.
I don't remember who wrote it. Yeah. Yep. Like it is okay, right? The idea of the retired hitman is a good thing. And then
retired, extremely dangerous.
Yeah. Was extremely dangerous. Such a good thing. Rick says, "What's up?" Rick says, "Drew, Willis in Pulp Fiction was epic too." If you really think about it, Bruce Willis has like had kind of a blessed movie career. Like he's done so many he got the luck of the draw and got so many classic movies. Obviously, he's talented and that helps. But like, there's so many good movies in that run. You know,
Well,
Fifth Element, dude. Fifth Element.
Yeah, but then there's a couple of snoozers like the first. Well, actually, a great movie that if you only watch the first half of it, it's a great movie. Was Hudson Hawk. The second half of that movie was dumb as rocks.
I never saw that one.
I got into an argument with one of my customers. He was talking about how that movie's so great. The second half is even better than the first half, and I said, "You're out of your freaking mind."
Reality says, "Yeah, as an actor, which is not action star, which is not easy."
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see Sunset?
No, was it good?
That was literally like the first movie he did before he did Die Hard. It was
really,
or it might have been the first one after. So you know how Bruce Willis got to start, right?
Well, Moonlighting,
yeah.
And the thing to remember is that he wasn't considered, a top level action star at the time. I mean, before he did Moonlight, I mean, he was basically known for being on Moonlighting, for trying to be like a wannabe R&B singer called Bruno. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, and
wasn't Bruce Willis like one of the very first actors that was considered an action star, because that's what he made was action movies?
No, actually,
no. Arnold was an action star before.
Arnold was before.
Arnold and Stallone were the action stars. Bruce Willis
were before.
Here's the story is that he was basically a theater guy from New York. He was best known for Moonlighting and for being the pitch man for Seagram's like wine coolers. There's like he basically got the job. He basically got Die Hard because no one else wanted it. I mean, they offered it to the usual characters, and they all passed. And they gave it to Bruce Willis, and Willis apparently at the time had basically like one of the best agents whoever lived. This guy was still basically like kind of like like a C-lister, and the agent somehow got him like a deal for like $14 million, which at the time was unheard of. And that's how we got into Die Hard. And what made that movie work is that if you remember in the like a lot of the early '80s action films, like with Stallone and Schwarzenegger and all the other, and Kirk Douglas and Kirk Russell and all the others, it was always kind of like these guys are basically like unstoppable killing machines. Like Terminator, Cobra, Rambo, all the rest. They were like hyper muscled.
Mm-hmm.
Basically like going to town with like wielding an M16 one-handed. What made Die Hard work is that Willis in that movie, he really was like just an ordinary guy having a really bad day. I mean, he was just an ordinary guy who was trying to make up with his wife, and he got in the middle of this thing, and that's what made it work. That's because he had that everyman quality about him.
Yep.
And the thing is, though, is that if you look at the later performances, and because if you watch Moonlighting, his kind of shtick originally when with Moonlighting and a lot of his own movies was kind of like the wise ass, like the guy who's kind of always in on the joke. And it was only later with but when Pulp Fiction came around, he changed up his style. He became kind of that stoic, man of few words, killer essentially.
Well, by that point too, he'd already done sort of the comedic action hero.
Yeah.
Hey, what MK's here? What's up, MK? How you doing, brother? GM.
And the thing is, though, is that, but you gotta wonder though if doing that may have actually like been more of a curse than a blessing, because it kind of locked him into that that style. And there's an article on Vulture about when the news about his dementia came out, that basically playing that style seemed to have like fulfilled a need for him as an actor. I mean, yep. he went back and forth between different roles. Like with 12 Monkeys, he was much more open and loquacious. But at some point, you got to wonder though. The thing is that maybe he adopted that style because really, as his mind began to go, that was basically that his range kind of dropped down to that. Like the stoic man of few words killer, like the later Die Hard movies.
Yeah.
Like like Die Hard. Well, not Die Hard with a Vengeance, because that was an awesome one. But like Die Hard 4 and all the rest, he was basically like playing that stone-faced killer. Mm-hmm. And you got to wonder at that point, was he doing that because that's just how he wanted to do it, or was he doing that because
He's probably just bored. Oh, Richard's here. What's up, Richard? Richard says, "Good evening, gentlemen, and to you as well, Drew."
No.
I pray all are well. Yeah, we're doing
Hanging in
pretty
there,
good.
doing our thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Happy Friday.
look, I liked him in the what was that cheesy action series which had all the action stars in it with like Stallone, like the
Just dependable.
Expendables.
the Expendables. I liked him in that.
Disposables.
There was
You need to create a video for Adult Fantasy called The Disposables.
they were
team.
They were actually going to do like an all-female version with like Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey. It was going to be called the Expendables. I would have seen that because that would have been
hilarious. That's pretty good.
But yeah, Gina Carano, like she won her lawsuit, so more power to her. But anyway.
MK says, "Oh yes, disposables. Please do."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing it down. Let's see. All right, well, what we got? I guess I should give you guys a quick on my side of things. We can continue talking about Bruce Willis, but Bruce has been moved into a home, which really blows. But let's see. What's happening in AF this week? So we're Rick says, "Oh, the indisposed." That's pretty funny. Let's see. We're moving forward. We're getting ready for launch. Still, we're actually pretty much there. I've got to finish some of the email sequence stuff. I've got like one more segment to do on that. Hopefully, God willing, I'll be done with that this weekend. And then I got to do a little bit of reface on some of the social stuff. Dusty's working on kind of like rearranging the Discord a little bit, gonna simplify, kind of focus it a little bit more, which is good. And then we'll start doing a little bit of a launch countdown, or I don't even know. I don't know what we're gonna do for the launch, but probably spend a few days promoting it and then just launch it. Because as we've been talking in private, like on our little private lore games, and we got a lot of stuff planned. It's gonna be. I'm really excited. But one of the things that I've been realizing is that the AI stuff has been moving so fast. And again, we've talked about this in the green room stuff, but AI is moving so fast and the video is moving so fast that I have 3 episodes in the can. I call them issues because they're like comics to me, but like 3 episodes / issues in the can, meaning done. And like AI is moving so fast that I'm actually worried that those first few videos, they're fine. They look great. I'm very excited for it. But if we wait too much longer to put it out, there's a chance it could look dated because the AI stuff is moving so quick.
Right.
We're not there yet. They look fine. I'm very happy with them. But like just this past week, so the second episode, there was one shot that I really wanted to do. And I'll talk more about it when we launch it. But like, it took me to get that one. I was like, I'm going to get the shot. And it took me like 8 hours and like, I don't even know how many credits I spent trying to get this thing done. Like, I was like, I just wouldn't do it. And I understood it. It was not a simple shot. It was kind of a complex shot. Well, I saw a video like I guess this week, like a few days ago, where someone was demoing a couple of the new techniques, like first frame, last frame, which is just an animation keyframe, basically. And they did the exact shot that I like, the same type of shot. And they did it in one shot. It took them 5 minutes. I'm like, God, like, it's super cool and it's exciting, but I'm like, yeah, I just gotta get going. I just want to sink my teeth into this and just deliver on a like bi-weekly basis so fucking hard. MK says, so you're saying there will be a director's cut DVD? Yeah, eventually. These episodes, that's the other thing, man. Like, I do have high hopes for this stuff in like down the road too, because like right now they're short, like they're like 2.5 to 4.5 minute episodes, which is fine. They feel complete. But because the time is being compressed, because the technology is getting better, that means that as I get more comfortable with it, I can either, I'm hoping that I'll have the choice of either moving to a weekly cadence instead of a an every other week bi-weekly cadence, or keeping the bi-weekly cadence but bumping the episode length to like 10 to 20 minutes, right? Like actual full episodes. I don't know if that's plausible, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think I and we've talked about it a little bit, but I think from everything that I see, I think we're on the cusp of a brand new genre of video for YouTube. I think by next year, there's going to be a lot more. I'm just going to call them animated shows using AI, because right now YouTube is like 90% this. It's like person, camera, script. A lot of it is educational, even the entertainment stuff. It's all based on, like, 90% of it is camera and lighting and microphone. And it's, you've got your exceptions like Mr. Beast who have sets and bigger things. But I think that's going to change. I think there's a new genre coming up where you're actually going to see basically TV shows on YouTube that are fully AI. That's going to be the next hits. So I think honestly, I'm tooting my own horn here, tooting our own horn, but I think we got a good chance of being the top 10% of that. So Richard says X-rated, called the Exposables. Oh, I like that too. I gotta write these down. Hold on, Exposables. I'm stealing all of this. What was the other one? Richard says there's a lot of AI shows on YouTube now. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call them shows though, because most of them are shorts, or most of them are like Conan from the 1960s, done modern. They're just taking popular things. They're trying to YouTubeize it, which makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, but there's not actually like original that I've seen. Maybe I'm wrong, and if you know of any, send them my way. But I haven't really seen. There's only like 2 or 3. I mean, really, like, if I'm being honest, like 1 or 2 shows, like YouTube channels by creators who are doing a serialized universe growing, like, show kind of concept. MK says, good, waiting patiently to watch. No, we're going to be, I think I can get, I'm trying to get the email stuff. Basically, the deal is, the reason I'm doing this stuff right now is, like, I really want to just drop it and launch. And I'm trying to be very conscious that I'm not overbuilding, right? Because I get into build mode, and that's my big weakness, is I'll just sit down and build something, and just that'll take me 6 months, and I love it. But that doesn't, that's not good. But we have so much history now, and we have so many things, and I felt, and I confirmed it with the guys too, to make sure that I was doing the right thing. But like a short, fun, immersive email funnel, basically, that kind of educates just a little bit in world, and just to kind of break somebody in, because we have so much stuff. Because it's not just about the show, right? I mean, it is the show, but we've been here for a while now, and we have a lot of things. So it's kind of like to give a really good sense of, like, okay, all these, if you're brand new and you sign up for the email list after watching the show, because the show is kind of the lead magnet for the email list, as you move through that, the quick email stuff, and kind of move into the main newsletter system that we're building out, like, you should have at least a cursory understanding, like, okay, this place is kind of cool, like, I think I'll stick around. Richard says there's quite a few science fiction stories done by AI, and they are long and episodic. Oh, dude, send me some links, man. I'd love to see it. I have not seen any of these. Are they actually like voiceover, or are they like characters, or is it just like screenshots, like AI screenshots, while someone's kind of doing voiceover? Reality says AI Fascinated is a channel. They do like music video stuff. Cool. I'm gonna have to look this up. Oh, everyone's sending it. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Japanese silicon dolls featuring featured in the Posables. MK says checking that channel. Let's see. AI Fascinated. I'm gonna write that down too. Yeah, I'm super. It's really
That one sounds familiar to me.
AI Fascinated.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I see there's a lot of channels using AI. Like I love the Y-Files and Y-Files uses AI, but it's not scripted. Like it's not, the AI is they're rendering video that is used as a backdrop while the narrator does a voiceover, which is really the smartest probably way you can do it because it's the easiest. We're actually like in world, the character, it's a show, so the characters are, it's animated, right? So it's a little different. What's the sci-fi one? Want to compare to Dust, which I love. Dust is awesome. That's actually, I haven't looked at them in a while, but Dust is awesome.
AI Fascinated might be one that it's got like hour-long.
Let's look at it. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Are you pulling it up too?
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm trying to see if I remember any of these.
Do you want to share?
No, I'll let you pull it up.
Let's see. AI Fascinated. Yeah, okay. Oh, they have good thumbnails. I have not. I have never seen this before. This looks great. Okay, cool. Reality says, yeah, there are a couple more like that. Reality, if you know any, like, please share. Like, it's so hard to find, man.
He needs it for research.
I do, seriously. Because, like, I know of a couple, but, like, I can't find, like, it's not like you can search, they're very hard to search for. And interestingly, like, when I do my research, we are more, it seems like we're more aligned with analog horror, like AI. All the AI stuff is in the same bucket as analog horror. Well, look at that. He's
Not
got
that you
members
have
only.
to do it, but they're actually live right now. They're just showing clips. If you click on the ape up there in the corner where it says live,
Oh yeah.
they actually have a live show going on right now. It's mainly just clips and AI scenes, but it's been going on for over 2 hours. So
Wow. Their thumbnails look dope. I love their
Yeah.
thumbnails. I love this. I love the 19. This is a great vibe. Oh, I'm gonna have to look at this. Yeah, see, they started off like future of this, and now I guess they're doing.
what they have live right now is a lot of images and music, but there's nobody's actually talking.
Oh, that's cool. He's doing behind the scenes time lapse making of the Plush Planet video. What's Plush Planet? Oh, right here.
Hey, Todd, I sent you a I think I sent you guys a clip earlier this week. It was another AI vid, but it was pretty good. I mean, it was short, but it was funny.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out.
No, yeah, it's the alien one I sent you guys earlier this week.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm now getting those popping into my feed. So
Reality says they're loops of different scenes is what I think that live thing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Richard says several AI channels with Pope Leo the 14th. YouTube will not allow impersonations. Yeah. Reality says AI retro jazz, AI retro rewind. He says, yeah, I wish they would make a movie like that. Yeah, man, it's coming. I mean, it really is coming. Like someone right now is making an AI. There's a race to be like the first AI movie, that looks good, basically. Let's see, AI retro jazz. That sounds like a music channel. Wow. All right. Let's see, a bookmark that one. Reality, you're just a treasure trove of info, man. That's great. It's impossible Does it just because it has the word AI in the title? I guess so. Maybe that's probably part. I mean, when I look stuff up that says like AI in the title, I just get tutorial channels. But these all have flavors like 1950s, 1960s.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that, man. That's cool. That's a good year. Yeah, I like a lot of the 1950s, 1960s stuff. In fact, like my favorite, like that's why I like Fallout. You know, it's got that 50s vibe. Richard says William Gibson, the grandfather of cyberpunk, warned us of AI 40 years ago. Yeah, he was totally right too. He was right, you know. I don't know. But the way I look at it, man, is like, yeah, I can't stop it, and so might as well utilize it to try to make something cool. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? There's always the chance it could be used for good, but I highly doubt it. I'm just ready for you know, I think I'll just watch War Games and you remember that, Andrew? War Games? You saw War Games.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You have to see War Games. AI fascinated, AI retro jazz, AI retro rewind. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna have to look at these. Yeah, it seems like a lot of them are like there's a couple I can't remember the guy's name. He does like almost like dark metal, like Scandinavian dark metal music videos. Like he makes the music and then it's just like weird animals and black leather. It's really weird to watch. It's really cool looking, but like it's not a story, it's not a narrative, it's not a again, not episodic. With like recurring characters, that kind of thing. Richard says, "Do you want to play a game?" I think we're all playing a game, Richard. One of my all-time favorite movies, man. War Games is one of my all-time favorites. That's another movie that's like perfectly written. That's what we miss, man. I miss when movies and TV shows were like, you know, like most were above average, and then you had some that were just like masterworks. You don't really have any masterwork films anymore. You do have shows. I will say there's a lot of streaming shows, like bingeable shows.
The new Alien show is pretty good.
Is it? I wanted to see it. Is it pretty good?
Yep. We're four episodes in. It's pretty damn good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's a really great idea for a show. Yeah, man, I need to watch that. Still my all-time favorite, I think, is Expanse.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
Oh, dude, it's like 6 seasons on Amazon. You got to go watch it. It got us into the books. I think you read the books. No? Was it your wife that read the books?
Maybe.
No?
Probably. She's more of a book reader than I ever was, so.
Mm.
Now the kids and I were just reminiscing recently about the Harry Potter books. Because Mike was saying they're re-releasing some of the movies because it's like the 25th anniversary of the first movie.
Oh yeah.
Coming up like next year. It's like freaking 25 years ago.
Damn. Yeah. We're reading Harry Potter to the kids now. And we're gonna tomorrow night we're scheduled to watch the first Harry Potter movie.
Okay. I remember the reason why we picked up the Harry Potter books to begin with is because their elementary school sent home a letter saying, you know, you had to get parents' permission to let the kids read the books because they were witchcraft and all in them. It's like,
yeah, it's
crazy the way people react to stupid stuff like that. But we didn't know what Harry Potter was at the time. So
yeah. Richard says, I agree with you on The Expanse, Todd. Very well written and very tight production. Dude, it was so good. I mean, I'm sad that it didn't get past the 6th season, but I also think just looking at those sets, it seemed like it had a massive budget. MK says they're redoing it like a reboot for Harry Potter, which I don't understand. Like, I know it's like the movies are, I guess, 10 years old, maybe. Like, when did the movies come out?
The first, you mean Harry Potter?
Yeah, they're redoing it.
The first one was released 25 years ago.
No, the movies.
The first movie, is getting ready to celebrate his 25th anniversary.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the nostalgia wave hitting. Millennials are at the point right now where Gen Xers were a few years ago, where basically they're nostalgic for their youth, and for millennials, Harry Potter was their Star Wars.
Yeah, but you can have such a thing as a classic movie that doesn't if you want to watch Harry Potter, go see the classic movie. You don't have to you don't have to remake hey, it's the 75th anniversary of Star Wars. Let's remake the actual Star Wars movie.
Hey, don't. That's probably going to happen sooner or later. Given the way
it can't happen. There's no way.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was released
money off of it.
2001.
Wow.
Next year will be its 25th anniversary.
Wow.
So you want to know? So as I understand it, the reason why, really the main reason why is that basically they're trying really hard to keep the whole Pottermore franchise going. Because they don't have a whole lot else, and but the other reason is that well, first of all, the movies, one book per movie, or one movie per book, but those books got longer and longer, and then they cut out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thinking is that if we can make if it was one season per book, then basically all the stuff that got cut out can be added back in. So for hardcore fans, that's great. For people who are new to it the first time around, that's great as well.
Mm.
Do I think it'll cheapen the movies? Probably not. I mean, just look how many times that they've rebooted Superman, or maybe not, or how many movies about Spider-Man start with a damn spider bite?
I know this is true. MK actually has MK has a good point.
Movies that came out did not start that way.
Well, that's because
they didn't.
That's because it's been 50 years of the same fucking story.
Yeah.
But hold on, MK. Wait. MK's got a good point. He says, people want to complain about AI stealing, but here we are just rehashing and rebooting. LOL. Insert Willy Wonka meme. That's actually a really good point, man.
There's also there's a theory in sociology and culture that 25 years after a particular generation's formative experiences in terms of pop culture, there comes a moment when there's a great deal of nostalgia for that moment. That usually when that generation in question is at the point in their life where they're a little more settled. Maybe the kids are getting a little bit older. They have money to spend, and so now they're looking back on the things that they loved during the youth. So it happened to the boomers in the 80s. So you had movies like The Big Chill, and later on, like the Doors biopic. With Gen X, with our generation, it was like early 2000s, early 2010s. There was a run on stuff from the 90s that was popular because we were at the point now where we had money to spend. At least some of us that I didn't. I've always been broke.
Yep.
It's the millennials' turn now. I mean, they're hitting. We still think of the millennials as young. They're not. They're hitting the early middle. They're hitting middle age now. They're in their late 30s.
That's crazy. That is nuts to me. But
not nearly, because they're getting to the point now where they're looking back on their youth and they want to feel young again. And for us, that was all about Star Wars. Why do who do you think who do you think kept Star Wars alive?
It's actually a thing. That's actually an interesting point. I've been thinking a lot about franchises and intellectual property franchises, and I think there's we don't actually know, but I think there might be a cap on exposure of about 100 years at the max. And I think maybe now with the newer ones, you've got maybe 50.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, look, most franchises, pop culture things, etc., they're carried out by generations. Basically, the people who really love it are the ones who heard it when they were young in their formative years. Sure. Now, there's some things that go beyond that are universal. Let me put it this way: all the bands that we grew up listening to in the '90s, 100 years from, 50 years from now, when we're both old men and we're both old men in our graves, who's going to be remembered? It might be Nirvana, but the thing is that it's not always the people. It's not always the ones you expect. I mean, and but the thing is that but for most things, the people who love it are the people who loved it the first time around, and which sometimes if it was done right, they'll pass on that love to the kids. That's what happened with Star Wars. Star Wars. It became multi-generational because the parents and the older brothers and uncles passed it on to the kids. Probably not going to happen anymore, given how much Disney's like screwed the pooch on that. Could it happen with Harry Potter? Maybe. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I never liked Harry Potter. I mean, I read the books, I watched the movies. It just never spoke to me,
Yeah.
I mean, and because why would it? I was in my 20s when it first came out. I was in my late 20s when the first movie came out. It's the same thing with Twilight. Which came out around the same time. Which, by the way, is also getting a reboot. They're doing an anime series on it.
Right.
I didn't get it. I mean, I get it now, but I didn't get it back then. I was like, I don't see the appeal of this. It's it's like, and the thing is also, remember, I grew up. I spent a lot of time, a big chunk of my childhood in Hong Kong, which back when it was still ruled by the British. So we had access to a lot of British media. There's a whole genre of book. Harry Potter is actually part of a genre of books based on British boarding schools. Because these are basically upper class institutions. I mean, I think I'm not sure what the American equivalent would be. I mean, it might be like I don't know, stories about high school in the U.S. So, if you look at it from that perspective, it's basically just another British boarding school story with magic. So I never got the appeal, but that's the thing, though. The people who love it, well, when it first came out, they were kids, they were teenagers,
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I think that, I mean, every generation has its own thing. I just,
I mean, look,
I think there's like, it's almost like rewriting. It's like they're treating. Well, wait a minute. They're treating history like a VHS tape. Like you record it, and it's like, oh, here's the shows that I recorded, and then they record over it and over it and over it.
Shows. I mean, I feel like a couple years ago, there was this new trend in fashion called indie sleaze. I don't know if you ever heard of it or not. Basically, it's all the people looking back on the early 2000s, like music and style. Like kind of like that, the whole indie rock, like early indie rock. Basically like American Apparel, warehouse. You remember New York back in that time, right? He's like American Apparel warehouse raves.
Oh yeah.
Like basically the whole meet me in the bathroom thing.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's millennials. I mean, they're at the point right now where they can pay for that, where nostalgia pays. That's why we're getting this. I mean, and I'm thinking also it might also be that it might be for them what the Clone War TV show was for our age. It's a way to pass it on to the next generation because they're gonna watch. Millennials are gonna watch that and they're gonna watch it with their kids, and hopefully their kids are gonna like it. And when J.K. Rowling's descendants are gonna keep profiting from it. Once she moves on from this mortal coil.
Richard says Tom Baker as Doctor Who 2000 AD are two good things that came from the UK. Yeah, both of those are awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of like just I don't know properties in general, like have you guys? I know the answer, but I gotta ask it. Have you guys heard or seen K-pop Demon Hunter?
I have not, and I do not intend to.
Hey, Andrew, have you seen it?
He doesn't want joy in his life. I'm the one that told you about it. I loved it. From the day I saw the first preview, I was like, oh, I'm going to love this thing. And I did. I loved it. Absolutely.
It is Netflix's biggest hit they've ever had. It is the biggest hit they've ever had. They did it was so big that they've moved it into theaters. Like last week, I think they did like limited shows.
Yep.
Took the kids to see it. The kids are hard. That is their first. It is the first thing for their generation that they're like all of their peers. All of them. MK says effing excellent. He says K-pop was amazing. Watch then watch it go viral. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so the story behind it is
Wait. MK says Sony sold it for 20 million. So they sold it for 20 million.
no, they didn't sell it for 20 million. I'll tell you what they did.
Yeah.
So Sony, the same company that did the Spider-Man movies,
Yeah.
was
Sony.
working on this K-pop Demon Hunter, and it was around the time of the theater closings because of COVID, and Netflix offered to buy it. Their production cost was $100 million.
Yeah.
And they agreed to pay the production cost plus a percentage to allow them to have it on Netflix. Well, Netflix had them complete it and finish the project. Their percentage was only $20 million. So they made back their production costs and made $20 million, but that's it. They capped how much they could make off
God,
because they
dude.
sold all the distribution rights to Netflix.
MK says Netflix got the rights. Oh my
Right, because
God,
dude,
it is.
Sony wasn't gonna release it in the theaters because of all the theaters shutting down because of
It
COVID.
is the new Grogu Star Wars character. Like
It's
it is
the first time a non music album has 4 hit singles in the top 10 pop charts at the same time.
Dude, my kids won't stop listening. I know every single
Yeah.
song by heart because I listen to it all day, every day because it's in my car. And
huge,
the
massive
music,
hit.
like whoever produced that K-pop album, man, and I know it's South Koreans, like whoever was on the team that produced the music, they deserve a Grammy because it's so, like, they're so good at taking all the pieces that you kind of know the beat from modern pop songs. Like I'm like, I kind of recognize that riff. I kind of recognize that hook because I've heard that before, but you haven't. It's just very similar and they string it together. So it's like, it's so good. The music is so good. And like, yeah, so my kids, we ordered a couple of like print on demand backpacks that had K-pop Demon, the girls on it. And they're friends at school. Like, you know, they just started school like last week, whatever. And like their friends freaked the hell out. They're like, oh my God. So like, they're like, for this week, the first week of school, they're like the cool kids at school because they have the backpack. And I'm like, man, by Christmas time, there's going to be toys, clothing, T-shirts, lunch boxes, video games. I heard they're making a sequel. I heard they're doing an Ice, like a Broadway show. I heard they're doing like Ice, like they're going all out. Like it pops so hard that they're just like,
well, this
I wouldn't even be surprised if they go from a limited release like they did last week to like just a full nationwide release. Richard says, good night, my friends. This old fart is fading fast. Be good. Night, brother.
Todd, I will just say this. Whenever I hear anything related to K-pop, I really feel the urge to put on some Pantera's "Cowboys from Hell" and just blast it until my mind's clearing. And I'm sorry, man.
To be fair, I you know what's really the reason I'm laughing is because like I do that. I literally do that. Like we listen to K-pop Demon Hunter album, like I give the kids their time, and then I literally, no joke, put on Vulgar Display of Power. I put on Walk, and it's like dun 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 dun. I force the kids to listen to it.
The deal that Netflix made, and the reason why Sony did it is at the time Sony had not been fully purchased by Disney. Disney hadn't completed the purchase of them, so Sony did not have access to a streaming platform. That's the reason why they went with Netflix, because they weren't going to release it in the theaters because all the theaters were shutting. It was just a perfect storm for Netflix to acquire a property that became huge. And you notice they sat on it. They've had it for several years. They sat on it.
Well, you mean it was completed? It was completed for several years?
It was pretty much completed when Sony sold it to Netflix because they weren't going to release it in the theaters.
Because wasn't it done by the same studio that did Into the Spider-Verse, like the same?
Yes.
Wow.
The same studio that is owned by Disney right now. But back then, they were not owned by Disney. They weren't completely owned. It was still in the works. So they didn't have a streaming. You're in a situation where you're making a movie and you don't want to put it in theaters because nobody's going to theaters because of COVID, and
Right.
you don't have a streaming platform, so you sell the rights to a streaming platform only to be purchased by the biggest company in the world, which has their own streaming platform. Disney missed out on having K-pop Demon Hunters by probably months.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So, yes.
MK says, "Come on, Todd, let's do it." Soda pop. Yeah, I know. Golden and Takedown and Strategy, Soda Pop, Your Idol. I know all the songs. MK says, to be fair, it took a bit on Netflix before it erupted.
Oh yeah. But from the very first trailer, I shared the trailer with you guys on one of these streams.
I think you did, yeah.
Like how excited I was when I saw it, because
we are excited about everything that every 10-year-old girl is excited by.
You should. So in other words, you should have put your money in a K-pop Demon Hunter when I told you about it.
I don't know how, but yes. Reality says, yeah, I don't know if I can get into it. I like Arcane into Spider-Verse. Might give it a try. I will say, here's again, I'm a different generation, but I watched it, and
I haven't
my
watched
assumption
Arcane yet. I haven't watched Arcane, so
I watched K-pop Demon Hunter, and my takeaway, and I'm clearly wrong here. My takeaway, my interpretation of it was that it was an anime. It was like an anime Into the Spider-Verse, right? Like Americanized anime, I guess, right? For girls. I saw it as a female brand. I am wrong, because in the theater it was like 50% boys. And even like in my kids' after school program, when they were taught with, like, when I come to pick them up, like the boys they're like, yeah, I love it too. Like they're all in it. Like it is a really strange cross pollination, because the leads are female. It's like a female super team, but it's also like super action packed. Right. And then you've got the pop music, which is kind of what the kids are probably listening to on the radio anyway. MK says, Drew, I was hooked too. I remember that stream. We talked about it. Yeah.
I literally like watching, like, the people that put out the shorts with like ideas on, like, not conspiracy theories, but their ideas on certain hidden facts within the show. And the one that I really, really like, and I'll tell it to you because I thought it was really cool, is the tiger. The tiger looks fucking fantastic.
Okay? Yes, the tiger was one of my favorite characters.
He just shows up. He just pops up. Well,
yeah.
The theory is, the fan theory is, the tiger is Rumi's tiger, not the bad guy's tiger, even though he comes and brings her messages, because when he disappears, he goes through a portal that's the same color as Rumi's her tattoos. It's the blue.
Really? Yeah,
and
yeah.
when the one guy dies, the bad guy dies,
he's
the tiger's still there, right? Because the tiger was always her like familiar, and you don't realize it that's her familiar, which makes it look awesome. Especially because she rides it and everything. She looks
it's definitely
an awesome character.
Yeah.
That whole entire movie was filled with great designs, action.
It was great. It was excellent. I don't think I think I'm already guessing like the second movie, because they're going to make one. I think.
Well, here's the thing. It was Sony that made the movie, which means if they want to make a second one, they most likely will commission Sony to do it. Sony's not going to do it for free. Sony as a Disney property is not going to not get paid. The deal was always for the first movie. So if they want to make a second one, it's going to cost Netflix more money.
Right.
So it may not happen as quickly as people think, even though it should, because it's a great property.
Right. So that's right. So Netflix is licensing it, but it's not Netflix's movie.
Well, Netflix. No.
Who owns the property? Does Sony?
No, it's a Netflix production, and not a Netflix production. It's still got Sony's name all over it.
Right.
But Netflix owns it outright.
Netflix owns it outright. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because, like, man, it's. I think the second movie, and I'm sure there's going to be a sequel. My contention, what I told the kids and my idea is like my favorite character was actually outside of the tiger, right? My favorite character was the bad guy, Junie Jones, the boy, the leader of the Suja
Right,
Boys,
right.
right? The main demon guy. I thought the character was cool. I thought the acting was great for that character. And so I don't think I don't want to do spoilers, but I don't think obviously he's defeated at the end. So like I think that story continues, and I think it goes into the demon world to get him back, basically. That's what I think. That's my fan theory. Uh, uh, MK says, "Meh, commission the same Sony that fucked up Spider-Man. They're not good with lightning in a bottle. No, they're really not. They really didn't do a good.
Wait. Why? How did Sony screw up Spider-Man? How did they f up Spider-Man? The 2 animated Spider-Man movies have been great, and I'm really looking forward to the third, the last of the trilogy. They're saying.
Are they still doing the trilogy? They're doing the last one.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been. I think they pushed it off, so I don't know if there's things going on. So.
MK says, but not the originals.
The originals.
So he says, well, the original Spider-Man was great. The original trilogy with Sam Raimi was phenomenal.
Oh, that third one left a lot to be desired.
Yeah. MK says, I'll give you the Spider-Verse. Okay. So MK, you didn't like the other Spider-Man movies? I thought the last one, No Way Home, No Way Out, No Way.
Yeah,
the one with all 3 Spider-Men.
They were good, right. But there were things they did I didn't like. But you know what? They were still entertaining. But I personally liked the what's his name? The Amazing Spider-Man one. The 2. There were 2. The third one was supposed to be the Sinister Six. They teased the Sinister Six,
right?
And then it never happened. The Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is the one
I
enjoyed.
MK says Toby was good, but the others no. I was not a big fan of Garfield.
I liked Andrew Garfield best, to be honest.
Really? I never saw those. I actually skipped those. I never saw those ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you can't talk.
I don't think I saw those.
Those had the Lizard was the main, and then Electro, which killed it. Jamie Foxx as Electro was him doing his version of Jim Carrey's Riddler. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. It was bad. Yeah. But I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker. I also liked Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. So.
Yeah. MK says Tom Holland. They went another direction, so Toby and Andrew were a no-go. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Emma Stone's in a new movie that's like a horror movie that looks pretty cool.
Well, I liked Tom Holland as Spider-Man, but the only problem I had is like Far From Home. The first one was Homecoming. The second one was Far From Home, and then No Way Home. Far From Home, it should have been like Spider-Man Goes to Space or something. Instead, he goes to Europe. It wasn't as much as it could have been. And it was so crazy watching Mysterio being introduced he's a bad guy.
Right.
From the very beginning, anybody who knows anything about Spider-Man knows he's the bad guy. And there was no surprises. That was one of those movies where there was no surprises. You knew exactly what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I enjoyed them. I didn't, but yeah, MK says, yeah, that was frustrating. Yeah. Maybe I've just learned to like give a lot of leeway because I always have to assume that like Mr. Normie person who doesn't know anything about anything is sitting in the audience.
Well, that's the one thing that I think they did good with the Tom Holland Spider-Mans is the very first movie, Homecoming, he was already in costume. He was already being Spider-Man. There was no rehashing of the origin. We did not need that again.
Yeah.
And they learned that with Superman. The latest Superman movie There was no rehashing of the origin. You had a couple of blurbs at the very beginning telling you the story, and it went right on into it. There was no Krypton blowing up. There was no baby. No, none of that. You did. Everybody knows that. We didn't have to redo it, and they learned that from Spider-Man.
Well, and I think the other thing too is like if you're curious enough to say like, wait, where did he come from? And you don't learn it through the movie, then you can always like go online and fucking figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Like
probably one of the best Spider-Man or best Superman movies made in the last decade would have to be Brightburn.
Brightburn?
Brightburn.
Oh, right. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie, but I heard it was great. But isn't it like evil Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was the Superman story, but what if he was evil?
Yeah.
It was good. There should have been
MK says that was so good.
Yeah, there should have been a sequel because it needed it.
Brightburn, really? Okay,
yeah, we needed more. We needed more of that one.
I'm gonna look up. I haven't. That's one of those. When it came out, I was like, man, I want to see it, and then I never got to see it, and then I just forgot about it.
You've never seen it? Oh, damn.
I've never seen it. Is it on your Vudu or whatever?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever owned the movie, but I did watch it. But I just don't remember where I watched it at. Yeah, you need to watch it.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not one you need to watch with the kids because there is some violence in there.
Yeah, well, it's a violent movie, or it's rated R, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Isn't it a whatchamacallit? Let's see.
MK says,
Hulu,
dude,
Hulu
watch it.
Subscription
All right,
required.
watch
I think you might be able to watch it on my Hulu. Let's see.
He says, yeah, all right. If both you guys say that it's good, I totally take your, recommendations. There, MK says, haha, there is quote unquote some violence. Yeah, okay. So I'll be watching that by myself because Melissa doesn't want to see like too much horror stuff.
Well, Todd, I just posted a link. You don't have to watch it now, but it's So back in the '80s, there was this really uber cheesy fantasy like sword sorcery movie called Deathstalker.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
They're remaking it. So, there's someone out there has a real love for like really shitty, low budget fantasy sword and sorcery movies.
Oh, I do too. Hell yeah.
Or the remake trend has gotten to the point where they've gotten past scraping the bottom of the barrel, and they're literally scraping like the splinters off the bottom, and sucking what juices and sucking what bits of meat are left in there out of it.
Yeah, this trailer popped up in my feed too, but I have not.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting until I can drink alcohol again before I do it. But feel free to watch it and tell me how it is. But yeah, I can't drink it. I can drink, but it fucks up my blood sugar, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna watch Brightburn. That is one movie that I've like.
It's showing it's available on Hulu, but you have to have the Stars add-on.
Oh.
So I don't think I have the Stars add-on.
I'll have to find it. I'll see where else we can see it. MK says this is the nerdery I come for.
Yeah.
Dude, like yeah, I guess that's what we need more of anyway. Like just there's so many stories that we could do.
So guys, before we go, let me pick your brain about something. Getting back to the Harry Potter reboot.
Okay.
So one of the things that's got like the more web obsessed members of the fandom online is that they race swap Snape.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm holding. I would. My instinct is to hold judgment until I see how this guy performs because, if he's good.
I believe they also race swapped Hermione as well.
Kind of. She's they picked a girl who I would describe as being ethnically ambiguous. Not quite white, not quite brown. You can basically call her whatever you want. I mean, I'm kind of like what I am in a lot of ways. I've had people ask me if I'm Italian, which I find hilarious. But anyway, but the point is that, but so like I said, I'm not upset about it personally because why would I be upset about it? I'm not a fan, but my instinct in this is always to wait and see the actual performance, because if the guy's good, it covers up a lot. But it does bring up like one interesting conundrum, because I mean, if you watch the movies, like a big part of Snake's backstory is that he was essentially discriminated against because of his ancestry. They called him a filthy mudblood and all that. Like Harry Potter's father called him that in the stories. I remember that. Now, when it was said to said to Alan Rickman in the movies, it was interesting. But what are they going to do? But do you think they can get away with that with an actor who's black? That scene, having some like rich British white kid use those terms to, yeah.
They'll modify it. I mean, they're not gonna get anyone in trouble, and I think it's also like a different generation and different year and different decade. So, I think they're just gonna turf it out and like make it lightweight. And yeah, MK says I can't wait to nerd out on AF backstories, etc. Dude, I am with you. I think there's a lot to talk about with this stuff, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, like theories. I think it's going to be really fun. I can't wait either. I'm on board with that.
I'm looking at the cast of the Harry Potter show.
Yeah.
And it's a whole bunch of people I've never even heard of, so that's not unusual. But do you know who they have listed as Albus Dumbledore? John Lithgow.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I did not know that.
Dude, John Lithgow is awesome.
He is, and wow.
He's another John Lithgow to me is like the Bruce Willis of like 80s B movies.
The last thing I remember seeing him in was The Accountant. So
that's another one that I have to watch. I haven't seen.
I mean, look, John Lithgow.
Oh my God!
I know.
Well, John Lithgow played Winston Churchill in The Crown, so he can do a British accent. But not a lot of American actors can actually pull off.
Oh no, I did see him in Conclave. I do remember that. He was in Conclave, and then before that.
Wait. What's Trinity? Oh, Trinity Killer. MK says the Trinity Killer.
Yeah, from
Dexter. Yeah, from Dexter.
And and he was also like he also played the bad guy in like a 1990s Stallone movie about mountain climbing. Remember that?
No.
I'm looking it up now.
I can tell you're like
cliffhanger.
Monkey punching your keyboard.
Oh yeah, He played the bad guy in Cliffhanger.
Wow, The Accountant was 2016. Todd, that was 9 years ago, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, like time is speeding up, and it's not cool. It's like going too fast, and I don't understand why it's going.
He was in Killers of the Flower Moon. I still haven't seen that one, but I did see him in Conclave. So.
Conclave.
Yeah.
He's been in so many movies.
My wife loved
Buckaroo Banzai. Come on, man.
My wife loved Third Rock from the Sun. That was one of her favorite shows.
Yeah, Buckaroo Banzai. Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, well. All right, you ready to wrap things up? I gotta get back to work.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I want to get this email sequence done so we can freaking launch.
Well, and I have to finish, updating my books for republishing.
Excellent.
Well, I've got a big story. I'll tell you about that next week.
Okay, let's do it.
Cool.
That's a great lead. That's a great lead.
It'll also help explain. I know you guys were really comic focused, but I'm not a comic. I kind of operated in a different field. So it'll give you a good idea of the stuff I have to deal with. Because I matter. I'm important.
You
I'm
are
the heart and
important.
soul of the band. God damn it. Yeah.
Absolutely. MK
Keep
says
saying that
night.
to keep saying that to yourself, Ringo.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's so mean.
Oh,
Jesus. MK night brother. He says night gents patiently awaiting the AF drop. Oh my god. Me too. I can't. These guys have heard me say I got to fucking launch like more than they probably want. So very soon. Love you both. By reality. Thank you so much, buddy. See you guys soon. Have a great weekend. And yeah, same bat time, same bat channel next week. Until then, peace out. God bless. See you soon.
Bye.